Yo guys, I'm Truzuo and interacting to Formula 1 in a nutshell. This is by Rick's F1 Addiction, so go check him out. Let's jump straight into it. What in the world?
Formula 1, a motorsport nowadays that's easy
Bro,
enough for
dude, how does he get these images, dog? What am I looking at?
babies to understand, but also still has that dedicated fan base that will riot if a race is
That is
canceled.
true.
Now, I've spent over 2 years explaining
Oh,
F1
wow.
to you guys, yapping to a microphone and destroying my back editing, but what I've never seemed to cover is what it's like to actually experience
Yeah,
it.
I've
And
never actually been to a Formula 1 race. I'd love to go. I would love to. It seems like sick. I think I probably would trying to get the like paddock experience because I feel like the grandstands would be cool and all, just like to see it. But I feel like just being there and being able to maybe be in a team's garage would be even sicker.
It's simple. There are two ways to enjoy Formula 1.
Okay.
Real life and online.
That is also
Actually,
true.
there is a third way through Drive to Survive and the F1 movie.
I would only say Drive to Survive is actually not bad if you don't watch the sport at all and you want like a kind of like a TV show like experience. I think they do a pretty good job. I think they can do better, honestly. The F1 movie I think was complete shit compared to what you experience in Formula 1 Drive to Survive. I feel like that like the whole like premise of the movie was like okay, but the way they went about like how like the races happened is just so bad. But that's just my opinion.
But we won't be covering the mentally ill in this video. But getting straight into it, F1 in general is millionaires going in circles, drawn by a very limp hand. The higher they finish, the more points they
That is
score,
also
and
true.
blah 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 become champion with the most points. Congrats, here's the metal dildo. Now at the time you're just getting into the sport, there's a plethora of drivers to choose from,
Yep.
and you'll sometimes just
I
see what
think
they've
I even remember. I think it was 2021 when I first saw like highlights of a Formula 1 race posted online. And I don't remember what it was about or what race it was. But then I started getting more in my feed on Twitter and X because I finally started using that because I was like, I never really use social media that much. And then I saw that it was like the end of the championship for Max and Lewis. And then I saw everyone's reaction. It was like crazy and it blew up online where it was everywhere, where Max overtook Lewis and everyone was freaking out, like Toto and everything. And that's when I finally like gave it a chance because I like racing like games a lot. So that's why I was like, you know what, let me give it a chance. And I'm like, I'm not going to watch NASCAR or something like that or IndyCar. So I'm like, might as well give it a try. And I generally like it for the most part.
done in a race and support them from there.
But when does this game get fucking good?
That is also true.
Sometimes it's a nationality thing or a hand-me-down from generations.
Yeah,
or
let me know how you guys got into the sport. Leave a comment or like, how did you find your favorite driver or team? Like, let me know how you chose it. Because for me, I just saw like just Max like dominating for a while. I'm just like, you know, I like his mentality of him just not giving a single flying fuck and just doing whatever he thinks is going to make him win and just doing everything in his power to. That's why I just try. It's like, I wouldn't say like I'm Max diehard, but I mean, I just root for Red Bull and Max to do good at least. I don't care if he wins or loses. I mean, if he does something crazy, I'll watch it. But other teams, I like Leclerc, and I would say Norris isn't bad, but everyone else right now is just struggling in terms of. And then Antonelli, I like him as well. Russell, I don't really like that much. Piastri, he's not hated, but I mean, other than that, I don't care for any of the drivers. They're not appealing to me enough to like care about enough of them.
He's just a really handsome dude, to each their own.
Yeah, some people really like that.
So you've chosen your driver, maybe a team, maybe you actually
Dude, the
just have
freaking
no clue
snail.
at all, and now it's time to enjoy. Method 1, real life. Attending the actual...
Yeah, I don't know. People, I want to know how many F1 races have you gone to in a single season before, if you ever gone at all? Because I feel like you could maybe get like a couple, but like trying to cover, I want to know if someone's actually gone to every single race because you have to go get a passport. You got to get travel. The hotels has got to be hella expensive. It's only got to be for like people that are making some money, or unless you're just spending your life savings to go to every single season race. But I mean, even so, I feel like it's so much money. Let me know though what you guys do. Like, I'm pretty sure most people just view it online.
races. Now, it would be impossible to keep up with F1 this
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
The jet lag would have you microwave cereal. But there's 4 levels of watching F1
Okay.
live. Level 1, general admission.
Oh, I don't know
this
about
ticket
this.
costs you a fraction of the other.
God damn. $250 for general isn't that bad, but there's 4 stages to this. Where does this include? Includes roving? I've never heard that word before. Roving seating? What the hell is that? In public grandstands on a first come first served basis. So basically, if you get to a seating area first, that's where you seat at. You don't have a dedicated seat position. And it looks like you have it for, oh, is this multiple days? oh, if this is for multiple days, then I think that's totally fair for $250. I think that's well worth it right there.
You get to roam around the circuit grounds, get food that either tastes amazing or is robbery.
Yeah, is the food different? I'm assuming the food's different in every race weekend, right? Because it's different, cultures and whatever it might be. Or is it actually generally the same what they serve? Do they bring the food trucks as well? Or like the stands? I know they bring the merch shops, or the merch shops there, and they bring the merch as well. I'm assuming that's probably overpriced as fuck, like every like sports team in America, but let me know.
And overpriced merchandise.
God damn. $60, I guess. That, to be fair, like for a jersey for like an NFL team or like an MLB team, it's like $100 plus, and if it's authentic or not. Depending, it's probably more, closer to probably 200. Like even like an NFL helmet is like what, like 360 or something like that, or way up there for like an authentic game worn helmet.
That costs more than your tickets.
Ferrari fans, 147, 132.
Okay, dude. No, in my opinion, I want to know your guys' take on this. No, like shirt, even if it's a jersey, should be over $100. Like that is ridiculous. It's a glorified T-shirt with logos on it. Like it's crazy. You put an HP logo, a Ferrari logo, a Puma, a Shell, and you basically got a Ferrari shirt. That's way too much.
How does this look on me? It's 500.
Like these jackets, I could see like being, probably like 160, 120-ish, because they're like unique, and I actually like this type of jacket a lot. But dude, if it's anywhere like $400,
Singapore dollars, which
dude,
is
$400 is freaking crazy.
Not the sort of stuff you'll be wearing in.
If it's like an authentic race suit, then fair enough.
I mean, seriously, $400.
Dude, that is crazy. That's literally a glorified zip-up jacket that I have like 10 of in my closet that I got like for $60.
A jacket, and not to mention, what is this, Ferrari?
What, dude? $90 for a fucking hat? God damn. I get basically like 3 t-shirts for that. I'm not a big fan of hats, but that is crazy. It doesn't even look like it's adjustable in the back. Dude, I think a hat should be like anywhere from 20 to like $30. No more, no less. I feel like that is like the bare minimum a hat should be. It shouldn't be any more than that. It's way too expensive.
I could buy a pair of red clothes, slap a Ferrari logo, rub one out, and save $500. But
that is true. I could probably make that, to be honest. If I got the shirt and everything, I could probably do it for free, to be honest, because I have certain connections with like t-shirts and stuff and like design stuff that I have. But the shirt would probably just cost the most, depending on what you want to get, like polyester, cotton, a mix, a blend of both, whatever. But still, it's still fucking crazy how much, clothing goes for nowadays, especially like expensive brands too.
For a clear view, you do still get to hear the cars roar and participate in track invasions where people have stolen adverts.
Yeah, I've seen this. What is people not get in trouble for this shit?
The DRS sign while riding a bike, equipment, and potentially...
I feel like that's the equipment part will probably get you in trouble because of the fact that you can, depending on the information you gather from it, like, right, depending on how broken it is.
Piece of Charles Leclerc's soul, highly dependent on whether Ferrari messes up.
Oh, that's true.
Grandstands.
Okay, so what's the difference between general admission and grandstands? Is it like there's only certain areas like that are dedicated? Like, because it said you could sit anywhere. But what is the difference between the general admission and the grandstands? Is the grandstands the actual metal bleachers?
Reserved seats for an F1 weekend on these platforms.
Oh, it's the platforms. But so where's the general admission sit? Do they not sit? Are they just on the outside of the track? That's where I'm, because it must be different. It's different per racetrack and where they at. But that 250, 270.
Prices vary depending.
Why is this 325? I mean, you're sitting this just as far away from the fucking track as everyone else. I feel like it would be more money the closer you are, but
depending on where you are, in the Middle East, you can get full weekend seats for under $500.
That's not bad for a full race weekend. It's pretty good.
But that's because it's a war zone.
That's also true.
A missile strike hit near the F1 Saudi Arabia track.
Oh, absolutely not. Even if I was if I even had flown there to go watch this particular like race, I'd be out of there faster than a freaking hiccup, bro. No way a missile strike comes down and I'm staying there. Absolutely not.
During a practice session just 6 miles away. And the greedy corporate fascists at the FIA, the governing body of Formula One, still decided to keep things running.
That is crazy. That is actually insane. Like, how did the drivers like, oh, you're gonna race and you're going to race no matter what? You didn't see that missile strike come out of the sky? I'd be like, absolutely not.
In the US, you can expect to spend up to $1,000.
That is also the US, bro. They overcharge the fuck out of you
for just a day.
You go spending that much money on a hotel, the food, the parking. You'll be, especially in like Miami, and then Texas probably less compared to Florida, but.
In a grandstand, an F1 car would pass you about 60 times for roughly 2 seconds. So 22 cars times 60 times 2 divided by 60, you get to see 44 minutes of cars flying.
That's awesome thing. For the price you're paying and the amount of time you get to actually see the car or your favorite car, right? Because this is just cars in general. This is not even including your favorite car. And then you can't even see. There's not a way to tell where your car is on track unless you are watching on your phone as well, or you're looking at a monitor as well. But I feel like going to iconic racetrack weekends would be just for the experience. Like Monaco would be one I would go to, like we're that right now. Probably somewhere in the US, either Texas or Mexico, Florida. And then, maybe like Bahrain, maybe.
By per session. This is worth it in corners
or
like
Spa actually. Yeah, Spa would be sick too.
Spa, every corner in Silverstone, Coda turn 1.
Oh yes, dude, Silverstone is also freaking sick.
Turns 9 and 10. But for these 2 tiers, weather is your worst enemy.
Yeah, I noticed that. There's no freaking cover on any of these places.
There's a 90% chance you're going to be well beyond hydrated after the race. But sure, even if it's a hassle to watch F1 in real life, you spend thousands on transport, hotels, food, merchandise. You do it for the vibes.
Exactly, you do
Going
it for
to F1
experience.
races can be a chore, but you'll get an experience you've never had before. You get to hear the engines roar and maybe even mistake that as Zach Brown's snore. Slam poetry. Then there's level 3, paddock.
This is what I would probably do if I given the chance to go. Either like $10,000. Holy hell. Well, maybe that's my life goal is to maybe go to one race in the VIP paddocks, because I'd be sick. Maybe Las Vegas or something like that, where it's like, well worth the VIP experience.
Gives you paddock access near F1 hospitality stations, the drivers.
But let me know what if you guys have gone you gone to the paddock, and if you've gone to multiple paddocks or like racetracks, what is the best track you've been to with like the stands and everything, the environment, like the culture around it? Let me know.
Porters, and you'll
genuinely curious.
It's plagued by influencers that have no clue.
Yeah, I was just watching this weekend's Monaco race weekend, and they were showing like Kim Kardashian was there, and I'm like, dude, like, you think she actually cares? No, probably not. I very much doubt it, but hey, what it is.
What a hard tire is, but you do get insane
what a hard tire is.
Get to be tip to tip with the cars. Hopefully,
yeah, I love the walk like the track walk before the race. That'd be sick.
Drivers, there's fancy foods, on track activities, and
their food is different in the paddock. I'm assuming probably because it's VIP. There's probably private chefs in there for the drivers as well.
Cool gimmicks if you ignore how much you spent. So I'm pretty sure Paddock Club is where you pay $30,000 to network with people that have been to Epstein's Island.
Okay.
You could spend like $300 getting wasted with multiple cardboard cutouts of F1 drivers.
That is probably
in
true.
Your room, and you'll feel like you're there anyway. And in case I forgot to mention tier 4.
Oh, what? Stealth?
Hiding in a tree or sneaking into the venue as fake security guards. Yes, this is real, and of course.
YouTuber hides overnight in tree and walks through the pit lane. Dog, some people just have too much time on their hand. How do you spend it overnight, not get caught for one? How does the security not like see any of this? How did you walk the damn pit lane? Like, you're telling me no credentials or like checked whatsoever?
Course happens in Australia. You gotta respect the grind. And at the end of the day, all roads lead to watching F1 online. You could
I hate the subscription bullshit nowadays with everything. It's like, dude, it's so annoying.
The executive suite, but you still have to look at the big screens to keep track.
That's another thing I hate about, like, if you're going there, you can't see the positions or anything like that unless you have your phone up or the mobile app or anything like that.
Positions. Even Fernando Alonso used the big screen.
Yeah, even drivers use it.
Was driving one of the cars. Oscar Piastri DNF'd in Baku, choked his
I remember
2025 championship, had a perfect view of the track, and still chose to watch on it.
I don't remember seeing this. I mean, if I was at my chill, yeah, I don't want to go back to the garage.
Phone. It's simply convenient. But watching F1
It's true.
online was never as good as it is now. 10 years ago, we literally had a PowerPoint presentation that would shuffle through the bottom 10. Nowadays, you have team logos, leader intervals, gap between drivers, and tires. It gets simplified every few years that in the next decade, all that's left
Yeah, that's just I don't understand that. Like, it's perfectly fine, and they change it. It's like, if you want to change the colors, fine. You know, you update the logos or whatever. But it's like, dude, why are we getting rid of important information? It's like stupid.
What? Lewis Hamilton's cough? But if you're watching F1 alone, you first need to pay around $80 a year or $13 a month for
$80 a year isn't generally terrible, I don't think. Usually it's $10 a month. I guess that's pretty good. But I mean, there's ways you can watch it if you know what I mean.
Subscription on your preferred platform that has its different commentators.
The Miami Grand Prix.
I love this guy.
Underway.
Miami Grand Prix in 2026.
I don't like him as much, but he's okay too.
There's also free TV broadcasts, or just go on some shady Russian website that will most likely steal your identity. Thankfully, I've already stolen someone else's. But well, you haven't seen me and Fernando in the same room. I rest my case. And watching can either be a chill afternoon, but if you're in the US and the next race is in Australia.
Dude, that's another thing. That is probably the worst thing about the sport is the time zones you have to like get up for to watch a race weekend is absolutely absurd. If you're, I wouldn't consider myself a diehard fan, but I'll get up a little bit here and there to watch certain races, depending on how close the championship is or whatever. Because the last couple of years I've got into it. But like if it is like across the world and it's complete opposite, I'm just like, I'll just watch it in the morning. I'll stay off social media until I watch it. But it's like, dude, I'm surprised they don't generalize it to be in a certain window, even if it makes it so the races become night races or whatnot. Because it's like, dude, it's like so annoying having to like wake up at 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 p.m., like 6 p.m. It's like, it's all over the place. I know it's like, it's better to have it like in the daylight. But it's like at some point, it's got to make it like more convenient for most people to like, okay, it's going to be at this time during the day. It's going to be a little bit earlier since it's in this time zone. You know what I mean? But that's the only my critique about the F1 is just make it more a consistent time or in a general area for everyone to watch it around the world.
Find yourself waking up at 3 a.m., eyes dry as a
That is
nut,
true.
and you're barely conscious. And if it's a stressful race with a championship on the line,
Yep.
you will be stress eating. You grab your popcorn, gone before the formation lap. You have a beer, gone the moment Ferrari enters the pit lane. Or it's a pretty boring race
That
where
is true.
the team you don't want to win is winning.
That is also
or
true.
Just nothing really happens. So
Exactly.
you will be falling asleep until Crofty yells something like, "Through goes Lewis Hamilton
Yep.
into another unstable relationship."
Ooh.
Now, as you watch a race weekend, free practice is on Friday where drivers learn the track and where fan delusions are the highest.
That is 100%. Dude, go on social media after a free practice and watch. If you even click on a Formula One post, you'll get recommended everything. Oh, Red Bull's back on top. No, Ferrari is. What is Aston Martin doing? And then it's literally, and then next free practice, then it's, what the hell is Red Bull doing? Ferrari's gonna win it all. It's like, dude, it's hilarious. It's genuinely hilarious.
Qualifying is on Saturday, where drivers set lap times for grid position. Everyone's delusional up till Q3. And then we have the race.
Yeah.
And actually, there are 5 types of F1 races. First, peak F1. Canada 2026 is a great example.
Dude, that was crazy. Everything happened that race, dude. Holy.
Overtakes for the lead with a sprinkle of pit stop drama, crashes, midfield.
Dude, that's how it should be.
DNFs. Kimi and George fought until the kamikaze pilot's engine failed.
Dude,
Thankfully,
what is with him and the
George
kamikaze?
did not react with unnecessary anger and borderline violence. Second, the championship fight with filler, a race where the only entertainment is 10 laps of a championship.
That's what it's like generally happens for most race weekends is that you have the one car that's just dominant.
Fight
and the opening and the end laps are the only thing that matters.
Is the hazardous. Australia 2023 is a great example. DNFs within 4 laps, a gazillion safety cars, red flags, and the race ends with half the grid 6 feet under.
Yep, that will happen.
In the standings. Fourth is the boring race, basically Monaco. Finally,
yeah, we'll see. This race weekend is in Monaco, and there's already been crashes everywhere. So in free practice,
a race that either gets delayed or
I wish they did race more in the wet. Like when they did Spa, I think it was last year or the year before that, where they literally waited out the whole rain until the rain stopped. And then it literally just became slicks after like the last couple of laps. It's like, race it in the rain. Like if it's generally like impossible to see, then fair enough. Like you don't even use the other set of tires because the full wet tires are like just that worth. But it's like just race it, bro. Like if the drivers can't overcome that, it's like I feel like that's just a missed opportunity. Like sure, you don't protect the drivers. You know, it's terrible for the fans because they're getting wet. But it's like, dude, it's racing, man. Just go.
Canceled that it's no longer a wet race, or it's hazardous with a mix of cars slipping
That's
everywhere,
the fun, bro.
surprise performances, and shitty teams that somehow
That's
end
actually
up in
that's
the
why I
top
like it,
five.
because teams that you don't expect to win or like survive end up winning or like placing higher than usual, and it changes up the standings for like the lower ranked teams as well.
It almost always happens in Brazil.
That is
but
also
F1
true.
is not always experienced on your phones all alone. That's how I usually experience it. But hey, at least there's the Patreon chat where everyone keeps reminding me that I did make a promise to start an OnlyFans at 1 million subs. I'm starting to fear that now. But F1 can also be experienced in bars.
I don't think I've ever seen, at least in America, them have it on in like a restaurant. Like if you ask them to turn on, I think they'll probably do it depending if they have the channel or whatnot. Because right now it's on Apple. I think it's the only place they have it right now for most for the race weekends, unless it's in your area. I think maybe. But yeah, I never see it really. It's usually sports bars with basketball, football, baseball. That's usually, or hockey.
The family
Or
living
soccer.
room depends if you have a broken home or not. But there's also group calls or staying over at a friend's place.
The funny part about social media is having all the people freak out and like punch their TVs and shit when their team loses or they end up winning. They freak out as well.
The Abu Dhabi 2021 reactions in sports bars.
Oh yeah, this is where I
crazy.
first
You know
saw
how
everything
I said
blow up.
Babies can even get into the sport. Look at this.
Dude, I'm telling you, those Lego cars are so sick too.
F1 can change your life. This comment on Canada 2011 said, I was at this girl's place and we watched it. It was like 4 hours long, perfect, plenty of small talk in the red flag periods, and time to make some espresso and bust out.
You know, that's just like, you know, if you ever have a girl over, just watching a sports game, I feel like there's so many more romantic things you could do. But I mean, hey, if you both enjoy it and she enjoys it, I mean, fair fucking enough, man. I mean, I would love to enjoy a freaking race weekend. That'd be sick if they were ever on in a decent hour, but you know.
Snacks. Canada 2011 got me laid, man.
What?
And someone even said that my videos got them laid. So is your country suffering from declining birth rates? Send in Formula One. Either the numbers will triple or there will be more losers that don't know how to interact with women. Hey, hold on. Why are you pointing at me? But similar to other sports, F1 isn't immune from criticism, not just from
Dude, the whole world is like that nowadays, bro. You say the wrong one thing, and everyone's after you for whatever reason. You could literally just say like, I like this person, and they're like, you don't have the right to like that person. It's like, okay, man, I appreciate your opinion, but I don't care.
Own fan base, but also people outside, like chess world champion
What does Magnus Carlsen have to say about Formula One? What?
Magnus Carlsen said this.
Formula One is like the most boring sport imaginable. Like you just drive around in.
Are we being for real right now, Magnus?
Going there.
Man, his sport.
I respect Magnus, but that is got to be the most brain dead take I have ever heard about a sport. You can you even consider chess a sport? I will, because it takes some strategic genius to do what he does and like think about everything in the strategies in the openings. But dude, are we being for real?
It must be way more exciting for him to be talking this level of trash. Let me see a competitive clip from his world.
Formula One is like the most.
I would say, like, if you want to talk about like in a short period of time, the strategic value and like knowing everything, oh sure, chess might take it. But think about Formula One. You have the strategy of developing the car, the race weekend itself, the on track, the tire management. There's so much like compounded strategy in Formula One, and you have multiple people involved. It's not a one person show, and if one person fucks up, that could be the pit crew, the engineers, the driver itself, you know, other drivers, and you got to adapt to that. And then on top of that, you got to deal with the weather, and then it's like, how can you say it's boring? And they're risking their lives. You are sitting in the AC of your whatever place this is at, moving a wooden you know, imaginative chess piece that, you know, sure takes skill, but it's like this. I don't know how you could say this is more entertaining than Formula One. But people like what they like. That's fair enough. But it's like, I don't, dude, just from like a unbiased standpoint, that is just so untrue.
Boring sport imaginable.
Now, yes, F1 is...
You know, I would love to hear people's thoughts. Chess or golf? What is more boring? I respect the golf is just as much as like chess or whatever for like, you know, how you can get into it and like how good you can be. But dude, for me, it's just like, I think golf might take it over chess, to be honest.
Cars going in circles, but it's more than just that or overtakes. There's drama between drivers enough to rival reality shows, team internal politics, people get fired,
exactly,
hired, team radio crash outs.
Fucking blind motherfucker.
Max
dude,
Verstappen.
that's what I love about the radios, bro. That's why I hate them. Like when they start fining people for cussing and whatnot. That was so stupid.
Is one front wing away from saying a slur, and there's crashes,
that might be true.
Pit stops. Sebastian Vettel on a moped. Drivers reacting with unnecessary anger and borderline something. To be fair, if Magnus was talking about Monaco 2024, 2025, and so on and so forth, then I
will say though, like there are certain race weekends where it's absolutely fucking boring, and maybe chess is more entertaining, like for a comeback or something like that. But it's still, in my opinion, probably if you consider it a sport, which I will do, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It takes skill. You're doing something that probably most people cannot do at a high level. Then you know it is what it is, right?
I agree with them. Though I will say I've recently dived a bit more into IndyCar, and they do seem a lot more hype over there.
Of a shot.
What in the world? What is this guy doing?
As a sport goes through ups and downs. New car regulations either revive.
Exactly. You can't really change. Do chess even? Do people that play chess? Did they change rules at all? I feel like they haven't probably changed rules, or like if they change like how you can move pieces around, that'd be like the biggest thing chess has seen in like however many years it's been a thing. But it's like you can't really, because then then people have to relearn everything, which I think would be like so beneficial for the sport for like new people getting in, because then people already know every single move, every single like thought process. It's like you just got to outplay your opponent, which is strategic enough, but it's like this is what the regulations do to make it so that different teams become popular and different drivers win every year.
The sport, again thanks to the FIA,
Forever.
whose last president was a fascist, and its most recent president's brother emailed Jeffrey Epstein asking for torture videos. There's no hope in humanity. I think we should nuke the entire planet. But after you're done watching, what else is there to do? Well, F1 social media.
Oh my, I'm telling you, bro, it is so funny, bro. It is hilarious.
Oh, beware of those.
Even if you don't go read it, follow these people, if you just I'm telling you, you click one or two posts, your whole feed on at least X for the most part will be that. It is so funny to read and glance over.
Originally meaning live action roleplay, it now means performative or posing as a real fan.
Supporting anybody in particular today?
Oh my God, I'm conflicted.
Supporting any particular driver or just F1?
I'm here for everyone.
TikTok can be filled with LARPers and brain-dead people, but
that is true.
Happy there. Instagram is filled with racists and idiots, but they have the funniest material. F1 Twitter is similar to road rage. There's always someone crazier than
that
you.
is
Pinterest
so true.
Is where I find a lot of funny pictures.
Oh my God.
Over there, so here's some.
Oh my God.
And another thing you want to know about F1 social media is death threats. Franco
oh my God.
Fans almost beheaded Esteban Ocon for some track incidents. Kimi Antonelli got death threats for the 2025 championship.
Yep, that is also true.
They're very common that I've gotten some myself. Someone was so angry.
Dude, this is gonna be like the most like down bad. Like this is up there with like swatting people and doxing people. It's like, dude, death threats. Are you so freaking for real? But you have the time to go on this social media, email them, write this whole thing, and all they can do is just block you or whatever, or report you. And you could probably, depending on the severity of what you say, just get you thrown in jail, dude. It's just so brain dead. Like all this shit, man.
This joke about George Russell. Fun fact, I didn't make a single terrorist joke. I mean, I did make him a Japanese kamikaze pilot, but hey, I'm just trying to say he's a dedicated soldier. So with all my heart and soul, I responded with the Dutch national anthem. I'm so sorry. Look, F1 drivers are millionaires that commit tax evasion in Italy and could give less of a shit about some guy screaming on the internet about them.
That is probably true.
Them, but I'll also call bullshit out. So here's F1 drivers in a nutshell.
Okay.
Piastri is a 13-in-1 shampoo bottle, not 14, because he's prone to choking harder than an unloved grandpa in a nursing home.
Okay.
George Russell performs but will kill you or himself if he feels like it.
Okay.
Max Verstappen is extremely fast but will definitely kill you if you're his rival. If George is a kamikaze pilot, Max is the squad leader. Pierre Gasly is
Dude, that is also true. If you see Max, like I see Max playing games and he's always in there, bro. He's playing Minecraft, Arc Raiders, and all this shit, bro. And he's up in there, bro.
Little Caesars. He may not be the best, but boy will he always be there when you need him the most.
That's
Lance Stroll,
actually a good description.
The bar is in hell, so anything he does is seen as a miracle. But he also follows.
Dude, that's I think Aston Martin this whole year. Same with Cadillac.
Is the economy that bad that billionaire nepo babies still want an extra $7,000? As for team principles in a nutshell, they're really prone to changing, so there's no point in covering them. But I do want to mention Zach Brown and how you could theoretically replace him with Donald Trump and you won't tell the difference. You want my proof? Here is my impression of Donald Trump as Zach Brown.
Hello, this is Donald J. Brown. Is this the Secret Service hotline? Now I just want to make this clear. I didn't have anything to do with papaya rules. That was fake news created by the
what is this guy on about?
Fans. I have never blown Lando in the McLaren HQ bathrooms. That was a hoax, a very big one.
Dude.
That's why I will now send $50 billion to the Stroll family.
To wrap it up, in F1 everyone comes and goes, like the designers who made the Ferrari merch. Things change all the time, contracts, staff members leaving, so you'll often find yourself switching team favorites every few years or even drivers every season. And while keeping up with this sport genuinely isn't the cheapest, it's the experience that you're paying for.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of Formula One, not just the crashes or overtakes, but the community, life trajectories changing, and the smiles we get after we watch an amazing race. Maybe the Formula One were the friends we made along the way, making it one of the best sports you can follow. Ruined by nut merch that costs $500.
Is that actually real merch? Is that, like, generally, is that actual real merch that Ferrari released? If that is, bro, that's freaking crazy. Another great video from him. Like, dude, I will say, dude, Formula One can be either the most exciting or most boring sport imaginable. I still don't think Magnus Carlsen is right about saying that Formula One is boring. And I think chess is just way more boring in my opinion. But either way, people like to have their opinions, and that's fair enough. You know, I'm not going to say what you can not like and like, you know. It's your life at the end of the day, right? You can watch what you want to watch. But, I mean, dude, Formula One is just hilarious, bro. Like I said, social media nowadays, bro, you just get so much crazy shit happening. And yeah, we'll see what this Formula One year has in store with us. We have Monaco right now, and it looks like it could be a good race. Tomorrow, at least, when I'm posting this video, or will be today for you watching it, because it will be on Sunday. But either way, we'll be watching more of Rick's F1 Addiction and more Formula One videos. So if you have any videos you want me to react to, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to check them out next week on Sunday. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.